I find myself searching for the best way to begin any story. Skipping to the exciting part sounds great until you have to connect the end with the beginning. And that's what this video entails, a glimpse into the thought process of creation. I can convey the what or the how of that process in video. Yet, how does one convey the why? I, like most of us, found myself with a feeling of helplessness and lack of control due to the global events taking place. Barraged with constant negativity and pessimism, I decided to push back and try and regain some of that control. Where to start, of course? What do I have available to me? Why not my own backyard? I felt that providing my family with a nutritious and sustainable home-based food source would bring, at least in some small way, a sense of hope. I hope you all tune in for the Coop build, which is being edited as I type this. Over 4 hours of footage is quite a lot to sift through, and it took me much longer than I had anticipated, yet I'm glad I decided to see it through to the end. If you found any benefit to the message or the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Okay, it took me a little bit to achieve this shot, but if I have to do a voiceover, I will. Pretty proud of it, so we'll see how this works. So we're working on a chicken coop. I realize this may not have directly anything to do with water sports, but I'm really hoping to expand the channel itself in the direction that pretty much do whatever I want. So thank you very much for watching. Anyway, so there's some chicken math that you want to think about. So I've got the 6 chickens, and I'm not even going to attempt to draw a chicken. Actually, it might be kind of funny. So here's your chicken. It's terrible. Anyway, so you want about 4 square foot of space per chicken inside your coop. So 6 times 4, you got it. 24 square feet is kind of what we're aiming for. So that's kind of loose numbers, so I'm gonna kind of work with that. Now, I haven't tried any isometric drawings in a long time, but you kind of get the idea. So I've seen some chicken coops on the internet, and I'm gonna go ahead and try and design my own. So I have all of this scrap wood that I collected, and I'll go ahead and talk about that later. And we'll edit this down, obviously. There's gonna be lots of me talking because this is the first time I'm attempting this type of thing. Anyway, so I have a bunch of 5-foot boards, and I have a few 10-foot boards. So we're probably gonna make my chicken coop 10 by 5. So about 50 square feet total, which is a little smaller than I intended. But what we're trying to do is a budget build and use wood that I already have. So there you go. So the idea here is
a few moments later.
Okay, let's take 2, and I'll try and make this a little cleaner because I rushed the last one. I've taken a couple days off because it's been kind of hot, and I might even mush those 2 pieces of footage together. But this was my original design, and my supervisor there decided that she wasn't that excited about it, and I thought maybe the run would be a little small, but I still didn't want to come out of pocket with too many materials. So I'm thinking about buying an enclosure, like a kennel off Amazon, and I'll put a still in the video. And this was kind of a sketch of the design, my first sketch of the design, but we'll try that again, make this a little cleaner. So we still want to have a single pitch slanted roof, and we still want to have enough space for each chicken in our nesting boxes. So let's try a side view this time. So if we have our nesting boxes on this side, and we're using those 10-foot boards like I was telling you guys about to make the entire height of our coop, then they're still going to have space underneath. And from what I understand, 1 square foot makes a good nesting box for a chicken. and you need probably 3 nesting boxes. You don't need a nesting box for each of your hens. So the nesting boxes will be divided into 3. And we want to make sure that this roof is pitched as well, so rainwater is going to fall off and not into the nesting boxes. Then you got wet chickens that would be pretty unhappy. Now we can even modify this drawing, which is why I love isometrics so much. And you'll get the idea. So there's our other leg. We'll probably put the other one about right here. Oh yeah, we missed that one, didn't we? But, so we'd have our vents up here, because you definitely want to make sure that you have enough ventilation inside your coop. You want good airflow. You get healthier chickens. They generate a lot of heat. So especially in the summertime, we want to get that heat out. So we're going to put another one on this side as well. So we want the door on this side to open up so I can actually get my wheelbarrow underneath the coop so I can rake everything out into the wheelbarrow when I'm actually cleaning the coop. And on the far side, that's where we'll actually have the door and the ramp that leads down so the chickens can come in and out. And so this is the design that I think is going to work out for us. So if we use all these 5-foot pieces on the sides here, and we use our 10-foot pieces for our legs, and obviously we're going to cut them a little shorter so they'll fit inside our enclosure that we're going to order. And this should actually work perfect for the amount of chickens that we have. And there's always room for expansion too, if we need to. So hopefully that's a better idea of what we're going to be looking at. So we'll get this drawing out of here, but now we can, kidding, we'll bring this one back. And so ignore this, it's on the wrong side. But you want your roosting bars inside the coop to be offset from each other so your chickens aren't pooping on top of each other. It makes for much healthier chickens. And we'll have another ventilation door on this side since we have nothing back there yet. And our little access doors over here, and then our ramp. And this way our chickens are going to stay elevated. They'll be off the ground here. So ideally rainwater would fall off and keep them nice and dry. We've got some boards down and I've actually taken some measurements. I know that my wheelbarrow, 2 feet in height on this door, it will be perfect for actually putting it underneath the coop. So now we've actually can base our measurements off something. We know that the run that I want to get off Amazon because of the price, if it's 78 inches tall, that means we can make the height of our legs 2 feet. We can make the height of the coop 4 feet. And based upon the materials we have laying around, we can make the sides and the front of the coop 5 feet. So if I have some 6 feet boards, that'll save my 10-footers, and I won't actually need to use those, but I don't think I have any laying around. So I'll double check those measurements, but now we've got something to work off of. Now what I do have, from breaking down those pallets, are a couple of these that are already in corners, and they are all, let me try that again, my end frame here, negative. There you go. They're all just shy of 70 inches, about 69 3/4. But I think that these will actually be perfect and will bring those dimensions down. So I can go ahead and use these pieces and save my 10-footers. What that would allow us to do is bring this measurement down slightly. So the entire thing would be probably 69 3/4 inch here. Well, we still want to keep that 2 foot, I guess. And once we calculate the pitch of our roof, that will give us this height. Okay, I'm doing this off camera because I haven't been in school, La Escuela, in a long time. But we're taking off the 69 3/4. If we take the 2 feet off of that, our total height, that leaves us 45 3/4. So that means we know how tall this line is going to be. We know that these two angles are going to be 90 degrees, and we know that this length is 5 feet. So we, based upon what the pitch of our roof is going to be, that's going to determine what these two angles are, which determines what the length of this side is, and which is going to ultimately determine what the height of this side is going to be. Okay, so after some Googling, from what I understand, a 3/12 pitch is going to be our best bet. And what that means is for every 12 inches, we're going to take 3 inches off this measurement, which that will give us the correct slope we need to cut that off. So basically our 45 3/4 inch height here, that would give us 30 3/4 inch on this side, adding the 2 feet back to it. So that'd be 54 3/4 inch total length on this side. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I put it in the calculator, but to keep my brain squishy, we're going ahead and figure this out. So because we know we got to take 15 inches off this side, that means this side is going to be 15 inches, right? Right. So that gives us 60 inches and 15 inches. We know that this is 90 degrees. All right. So Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That gives you a being 3600 and b being 225, which is 3825. So then you have to take the square root of both sides of the triangle. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I haven't done Pythagorean theorem in a long time, but it made my brain itchy not to know, right? So because we know that 15 inches is what we need to take off of this side to get our slope, that means this side is going to be equal to 15 inches because the width of the coop is 5 feet or 60 inches. That gives us our a squared plus b squared, which is going to be 60 and 15. So to get the 3,825 is equal to c squared, you take the square root of both sides to remove your squared, and that gives you 61.9, which is approximately 62 inches. That's way too complicated to convert to your fraction on a tape measure. So we'll just make it 62 inches and we'll call it good. Well, thank you guys for tuning in into the next video of the channel. Now I'm really trying to put some more work in and really make this professional. Watch this cat. I say that, but then I'm knocking over tape measures and trying to film B-roll, and then I'm going to get attacked by a fly. Anyway, obviously the math for my project is going to be specific for me just based upon the materials that I had handy, and I really needed to get this together because, as you can see, my ladies really started kind of adventuring on their own all over the garage. And so that's why we decided to release the videos out of order, where we put the chicken run video out so I could get the ladies outside. I hope you all tune in for the coop build. Thanks for watching. See you next time.